Hey everybody, we're going to go ahead and give people a couple more minutes to get logged in here. We have a big crowd today. I always like it when we do the What's New webinars every September, and I always like it when people say where they're calling in from. So maybe for a couple minutes, if you guys want to put there in chat, or where are you calling from? Oh, I got some hands raised. San Antonio, Virginia, San Jose, Georgia, Austin, Orange County. Oh, another Austin. I'm down here in Austin as well. Having a heartbreaking weekend looking at our trees. Oh, but who went through that storm last week? Cape Cod, Fresno, Baltimore, Lakehurst, New Jersey. Very cool. Let's go ahead and get this ball rolling. So I'm Marjorie. I'm going to be leading the call today. We're going to be talking about, is QuickBooks Desktop going away? I don't like using kind of scare tactics at all. We've been a big company, who doesn't believe in using, tax law as a scare tactic, or IRS is going to come knocking on your door or anything like that. But awareness is a very big deal, especially in this world, and you guys will see some of that today. And so we wanted to start these monthly meetings. It's going to be a monthly meeting. Hopefully it won't take the whole 30 minutes every month. Today might. But it's basically just so that people can have awareness of the things that are happening out there with QuickBooks Desktop. We've heard a lot of our clients coming to us and saying that they call into it and they're told by somebody there that QuickBooks Desktop is going away. Now, whether or not that is Intuit or some kind of spoof spam site, I have no idea, but we just want to address the topic. We have the largest QuickBooks Desktop customer base than any other company out there, particularly in QuickBooks Enterprise. We've been the largest enterprise consulting company for over 10 years, 13 years now. Gosh, I have to look at the calendar. Since 2010, so for a long time. And so I know our customer base is coming to us more and more, so we wanted to just have these webinars so that we can ask questions, use each other for group sync, and kind of tell you guys the directions that we have, decisions that we've been making based on the information we're given. Okay. Okay. So, and I'm going to try to get to all of your questions. So I'm navigating questions and PowerPoint, so just give me a second sometimes. So today's agenda, we're going to talk about products, we're going to talk about some news stuff, and then we're going to talk about where do we go from here. Just that simple. Just a reminder of who Fourlane is and what makes us unique. So one thing that makes us different than most other firms is we represent multiple products, right? So we will work with you in QuickBooks. That is where 90% of our clients are, is QuickBooks. QuickBooks Enterprise versus QuickBooks Online probably used to be like 95% Enterprise and 5% online. It's probably shifted now to about 80% QuickBooks Enterprise, 20% online. Online is definitely growing. We also represent NetSuite, Xero, and Acumatica for the accounting products. And so why that makes us unique is that we will tell people where they can, where they need to go. A lot of times if you go to like a NetSuite, they're going to say you have to go to NetSuite because they have no other options, right? So we are not, don't represent just one brand. We will maximize QuickBooks. That is the most effective product for companies still, based on price, based on the ability to find staff, and based on ease of use, right? So QuickBooks will be the front runner still for a while for us. We are experts in accounting and software, so we know the debits and credits and we know the software, and then we are strategic partners for change management. That is the biggest takeaway that I want you to have today. Change is coming about, right? And so when that change is coming about, definitely reach out to us and we can help project manage it for your team. We can help make the decision on where you should go. We have a lot of opinions over here at Fourlane. Okay, so I'm just going to run through the desktop products really quickly so that you guys can understand. These are going to be very consistent. I'm not going to show this every time, but I just want to get us all a nice baseline of information, okay? So QuickBooks Pro Plus is the QuickBooks Pro desktop offering right now. It is subscription only, right? They moved to subscription only last year, I believe. As far as I know, there's no additional feature development plans, okay? I don't think that there's as a product roadmap for QuickBooks Pro Plus. Now, usually with Intuit, what we see is that if you have QuickBooks, Pro, and there's Windows updates, they usually make sure to capture those security updates. So there will still be updates, but I'm not sure of any feature-based updates, meaning, Enterprise added intercompany transactions this last year, no big features coming out. Support, if you're on a subscription, you have support. You also have access to your product. If you are on a subscription and you stop paying for it, you will no longer have access to your product. If you need help with things like that, also let us know. Okay. For people who have not moved to subscription yet, you still own your product. As long as you can keep it active on a computer, meaning maybe Windows won't support it at some point, you have access to your data. As far as marketing QuickBooks Pro, this year they started saying, so we used to sell a tremendous amount of QuickBooks Pro. This last September, we are no longer allowed to sell QuickBooks Pro online. It cannot be sold online in any channel, right? You used to be able to buy it at Costco.com, on Amazon, at Fourlane, our former brand POS warehouse. We could buy it everywhere. You cannot buy QuickBooks Pro online in any channel. Now, that's not to say they might have some like old licenses for sale on eBay or something like that, but you are not supposed to be able to buy it anywhere, only on the phone, okay? So if you go to try, you're like, let me go figure this out on my own, and you try to buy it and somebody offers you a license online, do not buy it because it shouldn't be available for sale anywhere. The reseller partnership with, meaning us, we are a reseller of QuickBooks, Fourlane. We do not get paid for selling QuickBooks Pro Plus anymore. So they removed it entirely from our channel. Doesn't mean we can't sell Pro Plus, but we will not earn any commissions for selling it anymore or any margin for selling it anymore, right? So big changes, big changes. They are telling resellers not to sell it. They're telling their different online channels not to sell it. Big changes. And this product used to be, right, their largest customer base, QuickBooks Pro. Now we have QuickBooks Premier. It's a very similar story than QuickBooks Pro, but I want to call it out separately for those who have it. Subscription only now, no additional feature development plans. Active subscription is covered by technical support. For marketing, it is different. Premier Plus is still available for sale online, so you can buy it in different channels. Some of the things I've noticed, because we pay attention to this, we say, like, what is Intuit doing? Let's go see what Intuit's doing as far as marketing product, because it kind of tells us what is about to happen. And we've noticed some of the Premier Plus landing pages pushing to QBO or Enterprise. So they're testing. They're testing Premier not being for sale either online. I guess is that Pro not being for sale has helped people move to QBO. Also, not able to make any money selling it through our channel. So that was a change. Mac is kind of weird. They discontinued Mac a couple years ago, and then they brought it back. And I'm not quite sure why. I wasn't sure, because if like Apple and Intuit are both in Silicon Valley, and they said, hey, why are you not selling our product or product on our platform? There aren't a lot of QuickBooks Mac customers out there. It's a very small quantity overall. So you are everything subscription only, no additional feature development that I know of, active subscription for technical support. You can sell it online still in all channels, but we don't make any money on it, right? So I'm not sure why people do that. All right, QuickBooks Enterprise. I know I'm rushing through this, but we got 30 minutes and a lot to cover, and I'm going to pause after I get through all the products to answer some questions. QuickBooks Enterprise, so it has been subscription only, or they moved to subscription in 2018, and then it's been subscription only, I think like maybe 2019, or they forced it, right? Development, there are new features planned, some cool things coming out constantly, and they do it, updates throughout the year. So cool things. We just did one last week on item categories. I know they released that they released that in September, but they released an item category dashboard a couple months ago, and we just did a webinar on it last week. Support, of course, if you have an active subscription, you do have technical support. You have the higher level support with QuickBooks Enterprise. Marketing, we are still allowed to sell it online. The partner channel does have a lifetime discount. So you always want to try to buy from partner. Partners are also small business, right? So buy from Intuit versus partner. Partners are small business, like Fourlane. Reseller partnership, it is changing, but it will still be a channel product. We don't really know the outcome of the changes yet. But of course, if they the reason I'm talking about the reseller partnership is if they disincentivize IT firms, CPA firms, resellers like ourselves, VARs, value-added resellers, right, from selling the product, right, then that kind of tells us we need to pivot. We need to figure something else out for our clients if we are not supposed to be selling it anymore. But that is not the case for Enterprise. Enterprise is still our go-to product, and they are doing a lot of development over there. Okay. This is a big one here, QuickBooks Point of Sale. QuickBooks Point of Sale, right now, I mean, they have not been developing this product for a while, right? Let's be real. For those of you who use it or familiar with it, that doesn't mean that they haven't been supporting it. It's been a great product. It is an amazing product, just like QuickBooks Pro Premier Enterprise Desktop, right? Amazing product. For the price, they never charged enough. They've never charged enough for this product for what it does. There's some pain points along the way, yes, but it's a great product. So for licensing, you could always purchase it outright. If you've already read ahead, you'll see they're not selling new licenses of QuickBooks Point of Sale as of February 8th, so Wednesday. If you have QuickBooks Point of Sale already, you can still add seats. You cannot add stores. And you can't do like a little trick where you add a seat and then split it to a new store later. It is no new stores. Okay. Because of the licensing, it's an outright purchase. You own it. So if Intuit stops selling it, Intuit stops supporting it, which is not the case right now. If that comes about, you own the software. We literally were talking to somebody this morning who is in QuickBooks Pro 2010. Sometimes that makes me a little bit uncomfortable, like, wow, you haven't upgraded your software in 13 years, but guess what? It works, right? So, wanted to bring awareness of this. Things that you could possibly lose, because when Intuit, right, every couple of years they say you have to upgrade your software or you lose access to payroll, which Point of Sale doesn't do payroll. Merchant services, it does do merchant services. So they could break our ability to have merchant services inside of QuickBooks Point of Sale, okay? Because it's not supported if they move that direction. And I'm assuming that is the direction based on no new licenses sold. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you a story about QuickBooks Desktop UK here in a second. Also, the store exchange. Mail bags, they can't do anything about that because you can email those, but the store exchange that is automatic through products, possibly that could have some disruption, right? You have to think about what services do we use of Intuit that if they say this product goes unsupported, what also could they say is not functioning in product? Okay. Development. There has been no new development for several years. There is no new development planned. Support is 60 days from purchase. So support, as far as, you know, support, is my guess, is kind of going to be wavering in the future since they're not going to be selling new licenses anymore. No new licenses will be sold as of 2/8. You cannot put that out anywhere. We cannot say that out anywhere except for our audience, right? You guys are our customers. That's why we're able to say this to you on this webinar. I cannot put this webinar on YouTube. There is no reseller partnership because it's not for sale anymore, right? So there's that. Okay, so let me tell you a little story and why these things matter. UK, so this is QuickBooks, the UK version for desktop. They went to subscription sometime 2018, 2019. On September 8th, 2020, they gave customers a 180-day notice that on 2/28, they would have no access to their UK desktop files. So, you know, if you're in QuickBooks Desktop and you open up your software, you can access your data. When you are on subscription, then they can say you cannot open your program, right? So you do not have access to your data. Okay. Now, this is what happened in UK. I'm not saying that this is what happened in the United States or is going to happen in the United States, but it's good to have awareness. This is what could happen, right? This is something that the company has done before. So what was the pathway for clients at that point? They could move to QuickBooks Online for UK, or they could choose to move to a different software. Okay. All right, so what is Fourlane doing? Oh, actually, let me pause. Let me answer some questions real quick. So it says, one of my clients was forced to upgrade to QBO by an Intuit agent. Why is this happening? So, Mike, most software, right? You look at Adobe, you look at Microsoft. I mean, most software has made this move to the cloud. When your data is in the cloud, they have they can really make sure they have subscription, which is fine. It's great because you don't have to deal with the servers. It's on their servers, right? But the one thing that you have to pay attention to when it comes to moving to the cloud is your data. What happens if I need to cancel subscription? How can I get my data out of the software, right? That should be an important consideration. So there should be no forced upgrade to QBO unless you're in the UK version. But there should be no forced upgrading right now. If Intuit says you have to upgrade, I mean, report it to us. But hopefully you don't talk to Intuit at all. You can just talk to us, and then you can get the real story from the get-go. Okay, let's see. So Mike, you asked, is there anything that can be done? So they can move back to desktop. The desktop, the QuickBooks Online download to desktop still works. Somebody asked, do you think someone from QuickBooks is listening on this webinar? I hope so. That's fine with me. Will prior versions of desktop continue to work indefinitely? So if you are not on a subscription, or if you have a year, right, prior to moving to subscription, technically they could. Technically they could. You couldn't use payroll, you couldn't use merchant services, you couldn't use some of those other services, right? But we can figure out ways around that. But I mean, do you really want to be on an unsupported version of software, right? So this isn't about negative, negative, negative. It's about awareness so that we can make changes to the positive. What's going to be our next 5 years? Let's start planning for our next 5 years, what software we're going to be in. Because in 5 years, who knows what's going to happen with technology, right? Software changes every day. Okay, Wendy said, does Intuit listen to feedback from customers who don't want to go to QBO? Yeah, Wendy, definitely. If you have some extra feedback, let me know. And Intuit does listen, yes. They do listen. You can provide feedback in product too. You know, they have that help. You could submit feedback under the help menu inside of QuickBooks. if you need to get a new computer, can you transfer QuickBooks Pro from one computer to the other? And what registration info is needed? So yes, QuickBooks Pro Desktop is still available for sale. It is still supported. So you can uninstall, reinstall if you call support because you ran out of, you know, your number of installations or whatever, you can still call support. Just be aware, some agents might tell you that QuickBooks Desktop is going away. And you can say, no, it's not. Not right now. Not yet, right? Not yet. Is Premier Accountants different than Premier? No. I mean, it is in that you have more features available, but as far as access, no. Not right, no. What about, I don't know what you mean, Kevin. What about Quick Premier Pro Plus? Still a desktop version. They are still desktop versions, yes. They are still subscription-based. Christine, if you want to email, here, I'll try to respond to you here. If you want to email me, we can't put this out publicly, but I can send it to you. Okay. Is QuickBooks Accountant available? Right, QuickBooks Accountant is still available, also not for sale in our channel anymore. We haven't been able to sell that in our channel for a while. Is Premier Nonprofit the same as Premier Pro? So no, Premier Nonprofit Edition has, so they have nonprofit editions in Premier and Enterprise. Right, so they have nonprofit editions, they have wholesale distribution, they have contractor editions. Pro does not have those editions. So QuickBooks Pro is just a lesser product than QuickBooks Premier. So that kind of like hierarchy is Pro, Premier, then Enterprise. And then Enterprise has multiple levels within that product too. They've raised the pricing on Pro and Premier over the last couple of years a lot. Like last year, it went up up to 160%. They raised it a lot. And my guess was that they want people to be moving to Enterprise. Really, it's better. The way that QuickBooks was set up with so many different options was kind of crazy anyway, right? People didn't understand. People don't know Pro Premier, like, what is this? So narrowing it down will make it more simple for the consumer anyway. And if we can get the features of Enterprise, which is like higher level security, you can go up to more users, you can have more than 13,000 list items. I just had a client this morning who had 14,000 vendors, and you know they were forced to do something with their file. So the move to Enterprise is kind of a safe place for at least what I see for the next 5 years for desktop clients. Okay, Anita, you're jumping ahead for me. I will be talking about LightSpeed here in a second. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get through the rest of the slide deck, and then we can go back to some of these questions because there are a ton. And I will stay on. I will hang out for a little bit here after as well. Okay, so what changes has Fourlane made, right? So we want you guys to be aware of the changes we make so that you guys can maybe jump on some of these things too. We have joined the NetSuite Partner Program. We've supported NetSuite for a while with clients. We've worked with NetSuite. We've done tons of conversions from NetSuite to QuickBooks too, for people who are kind of oversold to the product by other resellers. But we have become official VARs. It is quite expensive to join this program. We never saw the need to do it before, but we want to make sure that we have that as options for clients. We have joined the LightSuite and Shopify Partner Programs. Both of those are point of sale alternatives, and so I'll be talking about those here in a second. We've joined the Xero Partner Program. For those people, Xero's more on point with QuickBooks Online. So for those people who just are over into it in QuickBooks, we want to have an alternative for them too, and not have to force them into a bigger product like a NetSuite or Acumatica. We have consultant growth here at Fourlane in the Acumatica and NetSuite space. And we are broadening our QBO app relationships as well. We can demo Notify, WebGility, you know, SOS inventory. These are just some examples of some of them. TrueCommerce, all these things. So that's Fourlane changes. I want to be clear that QuickBooks Enterprise is still our main focus. I do not see this product going anywhere in the next, I always look 3 years out, right? 3 years out. It is a great place for clients to get in order, right? So let's say we decide NetSuite is the place for us to go. QuickBooks Enterprise is a great place for us to get in and get clean before we go to another product. Because if you leave your chart of accounts at 400 chart of accounts long, and your classes are a mess, and your vendors, you have duplicates, and then you try to go to another product, it will be harder. We know how we can do cleanup very well inside of QuickBooks Enterprise. So this is where a lot of our clients will do and get our processes worked out, our workflows worked out, and then that transition into another software is much easier. Still is the best option for clients moving towards the true mid-market. The best option for anybody with inventory. The best option for anybody who has multiple company files. We were talking to a client this morning, they have 30 company files, and if they were in QBO, they would have to pay for 30 subscriptions. So it's cheaper to be an enterprise at that point, right? And I'm trying to work with Intuit on that too, because that doesn't make sense. We can't price ourselves out when we have clients that have lots of company files. Okay, so what do you do with this information? Don't panic. Don't want to stress anybody out. Not meant to stress anybody out on a Monday morning. We're here to help, okay? If you want a demo of any of the products I'm about to talk about, we will set that up for you. We will have group demos and we will have personalized demos. You do not get charged for a demo, okay? It is important to know what is available to you out there. So let's say you're like, maybe I want Enterprise because that's still in the QuickBooks world, but you know what? I should probably check out NetSuite too, just so that I know and I'm a growing business. It's okay to do both. We as a company are here to help our clients have knowledge. That's what we want. We want you to have data so you can make decisions. In this case, usually we're talking about data in your QuickBooks file or in your accounting file so you can make decisions. In this case, we're talking about general data in the world, right? So you can make decisions on the direction of your business. So don't panic, we're here to help. Pay attention to communications from us. We will update you whenever we can. We're holding these meetings every month. And my hope is that like next month will be 10 minutes. Because there hopefully won't be too much of an update every single time, 15 minutes. But it's still good to hop on because, I mean, honestly, I get communications on a Thursday and expected to change things on a Friday right now sometimes. We do have a QuickBooks Enterprise. I know it says QuickBooks Enterprise here, but it could be anybody. QuickBooks Enterprise Facebook group for Fourlane, QuickBooks Enterprise Facebook groups. You can join that. So demo options for point of sale products. Of course, we can look at QuickBooks point of sale if you want to buy it real quick. You've got one day. We are not pointing people to do that. We are not pointing people to do that, but I just had to throw it up here. If you're QuickBooks loyal, you like QuickBooks feel, licensing will not be for sale after 2/8. Obviously, it's a simple transition. If you're using like QuickBooks Pro or Premier, it's an easy transition to point of sale. It is great for small business. It's great for mid-sized business in this space. LightSpeed, not QuickBooks loyal, obviously. It has a QuickBooks, doesn't have a QuickBooks look and feel. It's a little bit, it's online. It's a little bit more, I don't know, online-y. That's the right word. It is subscription-based. You will have to do a conversion. It can be for small business or large business. It does restaurants, right? It does quick service, does all the things. Shopify, so it does LightSpeed does e-commerce as well as retail. Shopify does e-commerce and retail. I don't think it has restaurant. I don't know as much about this one. Not QuickBooks loyal, obviously. Not QuickBooks look and feel. The licensing is subscription. You will have to do a conversion, and it can be for small business. Most of our clients, we think, are going to have to move to LightSpeed who are in QuickBooks point of sale if they're choosing to move, just because of features. So if you want a demo, stick it in chat right now. We will pick you up afterwards, and we can look at LightSpeed with you. Okay. We're doing a lot of demos right now for clients, our point of sale clients. When it comes to the accounting side, what are your options, right? If you're in QuickBooks Pro, Premier, Mac, you want to be loyal to QuickBooks, go to QuickBooks Online. Does it have a desktop look and feel? Kind of, a little bit. Does it have a desktop price? Pretty close, unless you're multi-company. Is it a simple transition? I said sort of, because it should be. Unless you have payroll and inventory, then it's not. Then you need to work with us for sure. Is it for small business? Yes. QuickBooks Enterprise, very similar look and feel to QuickBooks Pro and Premier. It's the exact same product, actually. It just has more features, more robust backend. Has a very similar price, depending on, though, you know, it can get more expensive if you use all of the features available, you know, switching up to Diamond. But in Silver's very similar to Premier, just a couple extra features. Simple transition, yes, 100%. It should be very easy to move to Enterprise, and it can be for small business. 0, not loyal to QuickBooks anymore. I'm over it. Doesn't really have a QuickBooks desktop look and feel. It's also online. It does have a desktop price. You will have to do a conversion, and it's for small business. NetSuite, not QuickBooks loyal. It does have a look similar to desktop, believe it or not. They did a good job there trying to take some of those things. It does have a very desktop-related price too. Not that pricey. People think it's super expensive. Where it gets expensive is implementation, and it gets more expensive with implementation failing, right? So that's why you need a company that understands where you're coming from in QuickBooks. You will have to do a conversion, and it can be for small business or very large business. And then Acumatica is the other product that we have. Our Acumatica clients tend to need more specialization, more workflow customization. So it's a little bit pricier. So same thing on this. If you want a demo, stick it into chat. We'll make sure to get you a demo so you feel comfortable with it. Even if you're like, no way, I don't think we're big enough for NetSuite, I would take a look at it. Let's just look at a demo, okay? Just look at a demo. The pricing is not crazy. It can get crazy, but it's not crazy. Just like enterprise pricing can get crazy if you're in Diamond hosted and 40 users, right? So, okay, I know we're over time. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to try to pick up a couple more questions in here. If we can't get to it, we will have this meeting next month as well, and I will leave lots more time for questions. Okay. My biggest sticking point with going to QBO is the huge cost jump to have multiple company files. Yeah, Paul, if you want to reach out to me or about this, I mean, it's a great use case. I'm literally talking into it about at 11:30 today because they have to come up with a multiple company file option. Yeah, Brian, you can use QuickBooks Online with multiple companies, but the issue is you do have to pay a subscription per company. So again, reach out to us on pricing around that. You can't consolidate. In Enterprise, you can consolidate files, right? You can consolidate P&L across multiple company files. You can't do that in QBO without using an app. Carolyn, as far as the features of QuickBooks, we have a YouTube page, Fourlane, a YouTube page. And the What's New webinars are up there. So you can watch all of them. I think we have them going back to 2015 up there. There is no set date for QuickBooks Desktop to go away. All these things that I'm telling you are just awareness. It's making me more nervous, right? It's making me more nervous, so I want to start talking to it. We have a very large customer base. We've been selling thousands of these for a number of years, licenses. So we want to make sure to make you guys aware. So Scott, as of right now for QuickBooks Point of Sale, you can move it from old hardware to new hardware. The only thing is if there's, you obviously test everything, because if there's a Windows update, you know, and they haven't updated point of sale software in a number of years, there could be some hiccups there. Okay, we have QuickBooks Desktop Accountant 2020 with 50 clients soon expiring. what is ideal for us. So I assume you mean for payroll. If that's for payroll, then we have some different options too for clients, for your clients to move to. Teresa asked if we'll no longer sell Pro and Premier. We can sell Pro and Premier Plus. We just don't make any money on it, right? So like we pay credit card processing fees, we pay for our order processing desk to do it, but we make no money on it. So we will sell it for our clients. We will sell it for our clients, but we're not actively attracting new clients to sell it on, right? And Fourlane is always a service organization first, product second. So we are not in the business of making money on product. The money on product is nice, but we are in a service business. We are a service business first. Okay, Beatrice, we'll get that set up for you. Okay, Mabel, same. Gretchen, yep. Thank you guys for, oh, Anne asked, what does QB Loyal mean? I just mean like, you know, I want to stay in a QuickBooks product. There are a couple people, like I consider our firm to be very loyal to QuickBooks. There's been a lot of hiccups over the years, and we have stuck in it with them, and mostly for our clients, right? That's what I mean by QB Loyal. Like I want to stay in the QuickBooks family. I don't want to leave the QuickBooks family. All right, Kevin, we'll get all that set up for you. Okay. And we have your information. I'll put, is it on here? Oh yeah, there's Marjorie at Fourlane. That's my email address. If you guys need to reach out to me, but we have all your information from your registration too, so we can reach out to you that way. Helen said, I manage 4 small businesses that do not need the level of enterprise or the cost, also only need 2 licensed access. Cost for QBO is cost prohibitive. So Helen, you'd be interested to see on enterprise, in the silver subscription, it's about the same price. It's about the same price, especially if you're doing payroll with the clients. It's cheaper actually to be an enterprise if you're in gold than to run payroll and QuickBooks Pro or Premier, because you get discounts on the payroll. We will still sell Premier accountant licenses, Premier and Pro Plus. Yes, we will still sell them. Kyle will get you set up with that demo. Okay. All right, yep. Hey, Mary Alice, we'll reach out to you and send you a link. We can't post this video online until Wednesday. I think we can post this video online as of Wednesday, so we can also send out a link following. And yep, we'll reach out to you for consulting help for sure. Will QuickBooks Enterprise move to online only? I'm sure everybody would love it if QuickBooks Online had the same features as QuickBooks Enterprise. That probably is into its ultimate goal. And that would be awesome. That would be great. Oh, the email, okay. Kevin, if you want to just stick it in there, what your contact is, that would be great. All right. Okay, guys. I appreciate the time. I hope this was helpful. All I'm trying to do is get you information. Again, I don't like doing scare tactics. I just want to get you information so you can make decisions. We're here with you through change. So if you need anything, definitely reach out to me, our company. If you have a rep here at Fourlane already, we're here to help you out. All right, everybody, have a great week.